Corvettes are amazing cars. They look beautiful, have amazing performance capabilities, and they are for sure reasonably priced. But should you buy a Corvette? Today, we'll find out. It is an exciting winter day in Southern California, but what's even more exciting is a C6 Corvette behind me. This is a 2010 Grand Sport with the manual transmission and the very popular LS3. So this is the perfect car to represent C6 Corvettes. The looks are stunning. So what is there to argue about? Go, run, go and buy one. That's what every Corvette owner is gonna tell you, but not me. After all, I did make the whole Corvette community hate me after my last video. I cracked a few jokes about the flaws of having a Corvette, and all the angry boomers came furiously after me. And I guess boomers don't really understand humor, or maybe their hearing aids don't let them understand sarcasm. Perhaps it's my exotic accent that made them believe I'm an automotive journalist for a very important car magazine. But that is not the case. I'm definitely not the Mexican Doug DeMuro. So do I really hate Corvettes? Do I want to keep you from buying a Corvette? Of course not. Models like the C06 and the CR1 can even be considered American supercars, but they are not for everybody. Here are some thoughts about who should be buying a Corvette. I strongly believe the C6 Corvette is the best car you can buy for the price. It has a timeless body design. It even looks like a damn exotic supercar. When paired with the cam, it creates one of the holiest, purest, most beautiful exhaust notes known to man. The car is so well engineered around performance that it puts a lot of 20 to 40K price range cars in their place. Right now is the perfect time to jump in the Corvette market thanks to depreciation. But I believe that the C6 Corvette is going to continue to hold its value, and it's even going to increase over time. In some instances, you can pick up a C6 Corvette for even less than $20,000, but it's going to need some hard work. And I'm telling you, hard work. In the past few years, the C6 Corvettes have been so affordable that almost anyone in the middle class can get their hands on one. But let me say it one more time for the people that were spacing out. The C6 Corvette is not for everyone. Let me tell you why. You truly should not buy a Corvette if you can't afford to buy it twice. Plain and simple. I made that mistake in the past and it completely bit me in the ass. So learn from my experiences. If you're somebody that just saved enough money to buy a Corvette, yes, you can get your hands on one, but I would not recommend it because unless you're extremely mechanically inclined, when it's time to service this car, you're gonna have to drop a ton of dollars on repairs. And a lot of these repairs can't even be done at home because in a lot of cases you need access to a lift, transmission jack poles, and sure, you can do it at home without those things, but that requires you to be born with a third leg. The cost of some parts for this car can be tremendous, especially common wear items like tires and brakes can be more expensive than you would think. I don't even want to get into clutch jobs, so let's move on. Now that Corvettes are affordable to the youth, we want to get behind the wheel of these cars that boomers can't even properly drive themselves. But let me tell you, C6 Corvettes are not cars that you want to buy out of impulse. I bought this car because it was such an amazing deal, I couldn't let it pass. I was able to negotiate $4,000 from the asking price. I didn't want to wait any longer and I wanted to jump on it. As time passed, things began to go from bad to worse. And by worse, I mean I completely had to rebuild this engine myself. Luckily enough, I had the tools and the patience to put everything back together. And I was gonna say the skills and knowledge, but I completely just went at it based on the information I had from reading the forums. I had never worked on a Corvette before, so all of this was new to me. After a year of hard work, I managed to pull it off and I finished the car. So don't buy this car using all of your savings. If you don't have a garage to keep this car, do not buy it. If you leave Corvettes out in the sun, chances are that your headlights are gonna yellow out, your glass top is gonna get contaminated and faded, and you could also crack your really expensive dash. Not to mention that if somebody door dings your car, they're gonna mess up one of your panels and it's not gonna be an easy fix because they're not made out of metal. They're either fiberglass or carbon fiber. Let's assume someone sees your car out in the street and they like it. Next thing you know, they wanna take a picture with it. What are they gonna do? They're either gonna lean against the car like I'm doing, but not so gentle, or they might even sit on the hood of the car. They're gonna mess up your panels again, or they're gonna mess up your paint. I'm not even exaggerating. Some people have no common sense and they're not considerate about other people's properties. That's not a risk you can afford to take. And if you let the car sitting for extended periods of time, you have to hook up a trickle charger to the battery of these cars or else they're gonna drain, and you need a garage for that. Unless you have the world's longest extension cord. But even then, I would just recommend having a garage. You should not buy this car as a daily driver. You could, but hear me out. You shouldn't daily this car because, how can I say this? Let me make it simple. Tires, gas, cabin heat. And also, you don't want to drive this car out in the rain because the tires are most likely not going to be that good for the rain. They're going to be more of a performance tire. Don't wreck any more of these babies. Don't drive them in the rain. Don't do it. If you have long commutes, especially in traffic, the interior is going to get really hot after 20 to 30 minutes of driving. And if you're in bumper to bumper traffic, the clutch can get overwhelming, especially if it's aftermarket. If you're buying this Corvette because you want to impress all your friends and you want to feel like you made it in life, well, you're right. You are gonna impress all of your male friends. This car looks way more expensive than it is. It will definitely make you feel classy. That is until the car breaks and you have to pay the cost of owning a classy car. And let's say you manage to impress the only pair of two hot best friends. Well, they're gonna have to pass on you because this car only has 2 seats, one for the driver and one passenger. So they're obviously gonna go for the guy in the Integra. This guy. And if you're a lady who drives a C6 Corvette, chances are you're not gonna be able to get through your daily routine without men coming up to you and wanting to talk about the car, wanting to test your knowledge, or it could be even worse. You're gonna have a bunch of boomers coming up to you, trying to recruit you into their car club that looks like the bingo night at a senior citizen center. So who should buy a C6 Corvette? Someone who's looking for raw performance, a weekend toy, something exciting and elegant, or perhaps somebody who wants to race a high-end sports car without having to put their home as collateral on a big-ass loan, or spend their kids' college fund buying a car. Or maybe somebody who's a really big Corvette enthusiast and is not gonna regret or have remorse on buying a car like this because they will appreciate the value of being part of the Corvette family. Does that sound like you? If it does, then this car is a great fit for you. You still aren't convinced? Well, why don't we ask a fellow Corvette owner what he thinks? I think I know somebody we can talk to. But before we go there, make sure to click on this playlist. That is the bet story. And you're gonna see everything that I endured from the moment that I bought the car to how it is right now. We're only gonna go once you finish watching the playlist. Click on it. I'll wait, I got some time. I'll wait for you. Just click on it though. You can also go and watch the Corvette rant video, probably right here. And you're gonna see what I've been talking about.